this video we're going to go through a Tech 1 and a Navy frigate and 2 destroyers. Those fits are usable and built for the Amarr Alpha State Capsuleers, which will be coming this November. Even though the Alpha State pilots will only have a small amount of very strict skills, you will still be able to do a lot of fun stuff and fit a lot of good PvP ships, and this video will show you some of them. Okay, so let's start fitting the Executioner. This is going to be a tackler for a mate or used in a small gang fleet. Let's start with the guns. I've chosen Gatling Pulse Laser Tech 1 and there is room for 3 of them with a small NOS. We are going to have an active tank with a small auxiliary armor repairer. Five MN Microwarpdrive. As you can see here, the speed is insane. A web and a scram and an overdrive for increased speed. And last, a damage control for increased tank. We are also going for a low friction nozzle joints to increase the agility of the ship and a small polycarbon ending housing for increased speed. As you can see here, with multifrequency with around 70 DPS at a 2.5 kilometers range, and with radio we do around 8.4 kilometers range with 30 DPS. This ship with this fit sells for 8 million. Okay, so let's see how it looks in alpha state. It will have a max speed just under 4 kilometers per second. It do around 63 DPS instead of my 70. This ship, as I said earlier, is made as a tackler for small gang fleets or with some friends, but perhaps you can do some solo PvPing as well. But our next ship is the Imperial Navy Slicer, which is much better at solo PvPing. Let's check that one out. This ship can be used for solo or small gang PvP and is made as a kiting frigate. Let's start now by fitting 2 small focused modulated energy beams and then something to have any cargo. A small auxiliary repair. A 5 MN MVD, a long point, 2 nanofibers for increased speed and 2 heat sinks for more DPS. Let's load some multifrequency and use the energy locus coordinator for increased optimal range. So the range with multifrequency is 16 kilometers, which is awesome, and the DPS is kind of high. And with radio we do 63 DPS but have 52 kilometers optimal range. Okay, let's see how it looks for an alpha state pilot. The speed is reduced to 3.4 kilometers per second, but it's still a high speed. The DPS is kind of the same. Don't forget to load more types of crystals, and you can shoot everything between 12 to 50 kilometers or something. This ship with this fit sells for 25 million. Okay, so those were the Amarr frigates. Let's check some destroyers. We will start with the Dragoon, who will be a good anti-frigate ship. And let's start with some Gatling modulated energy beams and some small newts. We will have 5 MN MVD and we get around 1.6 kilometers per second and a long point. We will go for a small auxiliary armor repairer with a damage control. Since we cannot use Tech 2 lights, we will go for faction, and they are cheap and are worth buying instead of Tech 1s. With the 2 drone amplifiers, we'll get around. We need this processor overclocking rig. There we go. 140 DPS with the damage control and small traverse bulkheads. This is a whole tank destroyer with an armor repair, and it's gonna be pretty tanky and without DPS any frigates that gets too close. Let's look at the alpha state pilot. We will do around 888 with short range crystals, and it says 7k effective HP and flies 1.4 kilometers per second. A perfect anti-frigate ship. This ship with fit sells for 10 million. The last ship is the Coercer, a popular ship for faction warfare, but deadly if it flown right in any situation. This fit could be used for kiting. With a 10 MN afterburner, it should try to make ships, especially small ships, and tacklers to follow it and start shooting them. The velocity is as high as 1.4 km per second, not overheated. Let's fit the dual modulated guns. The best cruise dot here is the standard, which gives you a perfect range against following targets. A long point for finishing targets off, and a damage control and 2 heat sinks. The rigs will be auxiliary thrusters to increase the velocity. An auxiliary current router is needed for the alpha state pilot, and an energy collision accelerator for increased damage. With multi-frequency, the range is around 10 km and it gets 310 DPS. Let's see the stats for the Amarr state pilots. The velocity is lower and the damage is slightly lowered as well, but overall a deadly destroyer, and it costs just under 11 million. Thank you for watching, hope you see as much opportunities as I am regarding the alpha state pilots, and don't forget to follow and check this playlist for Amarr cruisers as well as other race ships available for those without the Omega state. Thank you.